Hi, I'm Dorianne Mamo, and welcome to our podcast, part of the Mediterrane Film Festival. I'm accompanied by the one and only George Gadams. It's so nice. I'm really excited. I'm trying to play it cool,
Thank you.
but I'm so honored to meet you.
I'm so honored to meet you. I'm so thrilled to be here. I literally just got off of a plane after traveling for maybe 18 hours. And it's a testament to this magical place that I'm so filled with energy and excitement because everywhere I look, I'm like, this is surreal. It's a surreal place. It has a magic to it that is very difficult to explain. Like it's incredible.
You've just arrived here, but
Just got in.
you're looking forward to this film festival, they told me.
Very much so. Very much so. I am one of the few actors who has not been invited to shoot in Malta, even though my film Murder on the Orient Express did. Thank you, Ken Branagh, for not bringing me here to shoot those sequences. I got to shoot in rainy, cold London.
Ouch.
But it's no surprise to me why so many films seem to shoot here. Even in my short time here, just driving here this evening, the amount of different types and influences of architecture, the amount of, maritime influences, but also the sort of Gothic or medieval influences. It's this magical place that almost seems like a portal through time to these different periods. And it's really incredible.
You love history, I'm
Love,
guessing.
love. If I weren't an actor, I would be a history teacher. Not a good one, but that would have been my
That was
task.
my next question. In another life,
In another life, I would have definitely become a history professor. I love history. I love learning from history. I feel like the past always informs the present, which ultimately dictates the future. And I love that as an artist, we get to tell stories about different periods of time. We're sitting right now in this Gladiator 2 environment, and that is such an amazing thing that we get to do, that we get to bring these moments back to life, that we get to show people what a gladiator fight may have looked like. Whether it involved sharks or not, I can't say, but we get to recreate these things. And I think that is so cool. That is so unbelievable that we live in a time in which, having all of these elements at our disposal, we get to tell stories the likes of which we've never been able to tell at this level before.
acting, singing, or comedy? If you had to pick one.
Oh man, that's like choosing my favorite child. Really, it all starts with acting, right? So the foundation is that. Right? Even if I'm singing, I'm performing through song. Um, Comedy is a performance through the craft of acting. So fundamentally, I'm an actor, first and foremost, and then I find my way to all of the other things through that.
Now, comedy has always been part of your brand, but then there are other serious roles you interpret. Like, for instance, I don't know, Hector McQueen. How do you find the balance? How do you make it work?
It's it's funny. I fell into comedy, but I went to school for drama. I trained at a conservatory program. I studied Shakespeare. I studied like the classical works, Spanish Renaissance, and Greek tragedies, and Shakespeare, and so I never imagined that I would do all of that to end up doing mostly comedies, but comedy to me is the hardest thing to pull off because laughter is very subjective. What one person finds funny, another person finds jarring. And if you can find something that has a universal appeal, right? And it's why I study the likes of Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton, because their comedy was universal by virtue of the fact that they didn't have language as a tool. Everything had to be physical. It's why I love animation. It's why I love playing a character like Olaf. The comedy of Olaf, the character of Olaf, so much of it is dictated by what the animators bring to the table, what they make him do. And whether you're a 3-year-old in Malta or a 3-year-old in China, that character is going to make you laugh because it has a universality to it that kids can respond to and can relate to and see themselves in. So that to me is, it's very powerful when you can achieve that and when you can find a way to do that.
We mentioned humor and comedy. Now, this is quite personal, so feel free to tell me, listen, I cannot go there.
Please.
But does comedy and humor give something to you personally as well? Is it a career?
Absolutely. I think that comedy is one of the greatest medicines on earth. I find that in my darkest moments and when I am overcoming a tragedy on a personal level or otherwise, laughter is the great elixir. It's the thing that pulls me out of that. And to be able to give people that, to be able to give people something to laugh at in their darkest times. I'll give you an example of this. During COVID, my mission in life became to do everything I could to entertain people while they were stuck at home dealing with some serious mental health issues. And that is my job. That is what I get paid to do. But I also wear it as a badge of honor. And I would do it for free. Don't tell anybody that because I want to make money. But I enjoy doing it because I love seeing people just for a second lose themselves, even when they're in their darkest moments.
And you do speak about mental health, about anxiety, about humane issues, social issues.
Yeah, I mean, all of those issues are issues that I've dealt with in my own life. I've dealt with severe anxiety and fortunately overcame it with amazing resources and help. And I was very young. I was in my early 20s and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I felt ashamed when there was a stigma attached to it. And I look around now and I see so many kids all over the world who are dealing with these issues. And I try to do as much outreach as possible to let them know that there's hope, that they have resources, that they have people like me who can hopefully show them that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that this isn't something that has to be the defining aspect of your life, that you can overcome it.
Your favorite work of art or movie so far?
My favorite work of art or movie. Those are two very different things. That I've been involved with, you mean? Oh, man. Okay, well, there's so many things that I love for so many reasons. But when I'm gone, which hopefully won't be for a long time to come, there's something very almost mystical about being a part of something like Frozen, where when I look at a movie like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I look back and I think my grandparents saw that in the theater at a fairly young age. My mother saw it in a theater at a fairly young age. I saw it at a fairly young age. My kids saw it. Their kids will guaranteed see it. And when you have a movie that stands the test of time like that, generationally, which Frozen seems to be one of those things, it's the greatest gift you could ask for because it goes from just being a part of your resume and instead becomes a part of your legacy. It will live on long after you. And that's what we do, right? That's why we do what we do, to make art that lives on for years to come. So I've been blessed to have a couple of those, but Frozen would probably be the biggest.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Mediterrane Film Festival. We are film.